So I can place it like this, right? Okay, so question number 1 again. How did using the bowtie graphic organizer compare with a fill-in-the-blank or multiple choice test? What do you think, William?
Well, to compare both of them, the bowtie graphic organizer makes you explain your opinion, your reasons that you want to write on the bowtie. And on the multiple choice test, it also gives you the statements that they are writing, that they put on the test. And yeah, that's all I got. I'm sorry.
Okay, so what do you think, Samuel?
I think the bow tie and the fill in the blank are pretty much the same thing, just without the question, but it's just formatted differently.
Lauren, do you think that you can kind of explain a little bit of what William was saying? What do you think he meant about the multiple choice?
About the multiple choice?
Mhm.
What he was saying about the multiple choice, it's like when they give you statements, they're not like, you know how like things will be like if you're like when you go like somewhere and it'll be like other, it doesn't give you a choice to like say something you want to say. You can only choose something that they say. It's like you can't give your own opinion. Like if you say this is partly right, but they think it's fully right, but you think there's more to it, that you can expand the answer, but you can't.
William, do you think that she kind of got to your point? Was that what you were trying to say?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Okay. What would you prefer? Do you prefer the bow tie or multiple choice?
I prefer the bow tie because you can explain more of your opinions that you have.
Okay. Did you want to add anything to that, Samuel? Okay. So let's go to question number 2. So question number 2 says, how did this graphic organizer help you recall or remember information needed to apply to the impact European settlers had on Mesoamericans? So how did this graphic organizer help you to remember? What do you think?
I think it helped us remember by making us put down the effects that are happening right now in this current moment.
What do you think, William?
It helped me remember how they brought new cultures and resources and well, they brought farming too, although we kind of already knew how to farm.
What do you think, Lauren?
That graphic organizer helped me recall information for it. By like they didn't tell us anything. They gave us like conclude on it, like make your own opinion, not saying like it has to be exactly this, but just predict what might it happened. And also it helped by the formation where it says like the short term and long term and longer terms. That helped me remember like how far or how long it took for something to happen or continue and how long it lasted.
Did the layout of the graphic organizer help you guys organize the information on the page, or did it make it easier to connect ideas, and how? What do you think, William? Did the actual layout of the bowtie graphic organizer and the way that we started off with the causes and then we went to the event and then we got to the effects, was there anything about that that made it easier to connect ideas?
It made it easier by seeing the short-term causes and the long-term causes by leading us. Yeah, it made it easier by.
What do you think he's trying to say, Lauren?
Oh, well, he's thinking like it makes it easier because it's like giving you a time area where you think it was like short or long, and then the role like before and after, and then like the way of like it's not a big deal or it's a very big deal. It gave you that to make it easier, and it gave you like the event and gave you like step by step what it should look like in like a picture view, like the casual vocabulary on the top. to give you instructions just in case you were like confused. And how it worked is like it gave you more room to like add stuff if you thought something was like too like extra for like a short term. You could always put it at longer along, or you could always just like add it on the side if you run out of room or something.
What do you think, Samuel? Did the layout of the graphic organizer help you to organize the information on the page? Did it help you to connect ideas?
Yeah, because it's organized from one side to the other,
Okay.
and then has made.
How did it make it easier to connect ideas? How was that connection made? How were you able to connect causes to effects? How did that work for you?
It was like mirrored
Okay.
from each side.
Oh, interesting. What do you think, William? How did it help you to connect ideas? Just looking at the graphic organizer now and the work that you did and other students did, how would the layout help you to connect your ideas?
It helped me connect ideas by writing them in the short term or the long term causes or effects from what started it to how it ended or how it keeps on going.
Because it keeps on going because it's us now, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so question number 4 is, based on the way we taught you, the way that Mr. Hanson and I taught you, and you guys are doing a great job, so hang in there. Last question. So based on the way we taught you, did the graphic organizer give you a good chance to relay information back to us? Based on how we taught you, Lauren.
Yeah. On the way you guys taught us on the graphic organizer, it gave us a chance to like give information back to you guys easier because it like spreads our like, thinking process. It gives you like what you could do, but it's like on like the before you could do cause, the background, and then like the after you could do like the effect, the outcome, the side effect, something. And it helped us like give you information back by giving us all these different places to add information, and it was all different because everyone has their own opinion, so it was easier for us to give you our opinion back.
What do you think, William? How did the way we taught you with this particular graphic organizer? Now remember, the first time we gave it to you, we didn't give you any instructions at all. You just had to look at it and try to do your best. And then we talked about afterwards. And then we talked about the whole idea of the event of the European explorers coming, to the Americas and interacting with the Mayans, the Incas, and the Aztecs. The way that we did that, did it give you a better chance to give us information and to let us know what you're thinking or what you were concluding?
Yes, it gave me a good chance by writing most of the information down on the paper, on the bow tie, and learning and reading about them, saying that they had troubles with social and they needed more technical resources. And
What do you think, Samuel? Great job.
I think give us a good chance because we're gonna be able with this, like their notes, to actually give it back and reteach it.
Okay. So you saw it as also a way of taking notes.
Yes,
How is it similar to taking notes?
as you're writing down ideas and then summarizing them.
Okay. Were you able to annotate these kinds of notes? Annotating, like drawing pictures and circling things?
I mean, I could have, but I didn't.
How about you, Lauren? What
I
did you
did.
find?
When we were doing the no more recess at school, only passing periods, I thought when you're doing the causes, like you're so used to like the playground and everything in like grade school that when you go on to like middle school, you don't have that. You just have like passing periods, so it's like you don't get to really interact with other fellow classmates or friends, and it's like you mostly just like have your classes if you have them with them. and like I drew like a playground, like swings and a slide, because I thought that we would relate. If like a kid was like reading something like this, they'd be like, well, if there's nothing there, does that mean like there's no recess or anything there? And they would understand that like it means you have to become mature.
So when we think about that on the other side, when we were talking about, so I see that your short-term causes are the Europeans needed the Mayans, the Incas, and the Aztecs needed some things, but the explorers needed more resources. They were having trouble with social and religious issues. They were having population problems and landowner space. So if you could draw pictures on this side, what pictures would you have drawn over here on the causes side of this event?
Like landowners, like farmers, with like probably like one of those sticks that they use. And then like some land, but it like decreases little by little, but it's like split it and like big there, like small here, and be like they're losing it because the population problems. That means like owners like they have to like get less space.
What do you think, William? What would you, in your opinion, well, let's think about it this way. What would have made, is there anything you think about that would have made this easier for you to complete? Is there an even easier way? What would have made it better?
I mean, it's okay like this, but yeah, I'm getting the hang of this by the Reese's and the Mesoamericans.
Okay. Samuel, if you could make any changes to it, what would you do?
I'll keep it the same.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, guys. That's all we needed for our little roundtable discussion. And thank you so much.